Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
First and foremost, Rich is going to be the host of the 2015 US Open, but it's a true links golf course designed by Robert Trent Jones II. Breathtaking views of the Puget Sound, as well as the Olympic Mountains on a clear day.
Frank, you think of links golf, you think of Scotland, the home of golf. Links in the state of Washington?
That's right, and it is a true links too. Wide fairways. You're going to have a little bit of imagination today as well, because when this golf course plays firm and fast, you've got to play the bump and run, and you will need a ton of variety of shots around the greens.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
+1 in the early going. Now at the second and a medium length par 4, Frank.
Yeah, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here, well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right, and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So a bogey on the first, but a good bounce back here. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Just 5 feet left. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just a little tap in here. Well, it was bound to come to an end at some point. Drops just one shot after that terrific stretch of birdies. Well, Frank, here at the fifth, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you. That's when he goes after it like he is here. Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He just missed the bunker. Now playing the second here at the par 4. And it makes the green in regulation. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and just something so simple, completely wrong. Even par, currently.
Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hummocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer. You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. These putts keep the round together. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, the approach shot here at the 8th, and what's a player looking at?
You've got no bunkers really to worry about, but obviously a lot of undulation. You can see there that if you use the contours, that ball's going to kick around a little bit. Relatively narrow, but this is not a problem. You can go in here low or high.
Not going in on that one.
It's a good stroke. Just come up a little short. That's not a problem. Try and knock the next one in.
Man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Still playing even for the day after the par. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. And that is very grand sounding. Like something that...
You're talking Greek god here, aren't you? Come on. This golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Has this to save par.
Oh, painful lip out. This is a good putt.
Absolutely can't believe it. I thought that thing was stone dead in the center. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo playing Chambers Bay out in the state of Washington in the great northwest of the United States. Frank, let's take a closer look now at the 10th hole.
Well, you can see where you've got to go by virtue of the dunes left and right. This is one of the few greens that is well bunkered around. So you can see it short, short right, short left, and there's another little bunker just on the left side. So it's a tricky little second shot coming in here. Well, a hard hole after that tee shot has now become an easy hole.
It's the great equalizer. When you can drive the golf ball, Frank, just like that, boy, it opens up so many avenues, and he'll have plenty to choose from here. Looks good. Chance to make a birdie. Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. Didn't quite have the break on that medium-length putt right there. 1 over for the day. Getting set to tee off at the 11th hole, long par 4, 537 yards. Frank, how do you play this hole, with a bazooka?
Yeah, try and take that dune out of play, that's for sure, in the middle of the fairway. Bunkers down the left are more for scenic rather than, they're not really problematic for the player off the tee. Just, as I said, hit it over that dune, and then really there's a ridge in the middle of the screen, so you've got to be on the right level.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Measuring 311 yards, the 12th, Frank, seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet?
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's that sneaky distance.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Headed for a handful right now. 4 birdies on the day. Now at the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, this one bends to the right, par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to cut it or move the ball in that direction. Ideally, really, anything down the left side of the fairway would be well suited for this hole. There is a central bunker that sort of protects the front middle of this green. You can go in left of that or right of that, but this is a beefy par 4. 4 on the card, and you are not losing ground.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Keeps the momentum going. 2 under now. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Starting to get a little bit of a roll, and looking at another one.
Really playing well. Let's see if he can add another birdie. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
And getting ready for the putt. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. You give it, and it taketh away.
At last, Frank, a break from those long par fours. We just played 5 par fours in a row. Now a par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree. It's one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15. It's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in the US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is a pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing you get in the fairway first. You're not going to have an overly long second shot here. But once again, this is a precision hole, a little bit like 15. This is a tabletop green, so you're going to have to be right on the money with that second shot.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. So with that, the score is now at even par. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17th. Difficult par 3. You can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of the US Open.
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I'd say a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Now to the 18th hole, Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again, you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If you can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
Well, Frank, this day had it all, didn't it?
It certainly did, Rich. It's always nice to play parkland golf where you play the ball through the air. But every now and again, when you get the opportunity to play a golf